Jeez. DJ T maybe from Australia. He called it down under, so that must be Australia. Oh wow, you're amazing. He says water levels went down there. And so maybe the frogs aren't coming out like they used to. Well, in swampy areas around here, you can hear them all the time. I'm just going to tell them in low-lying areas, it is pretty swampy. It's pretty neat, guys. This is the best communication I've ever had with anybody on my show. And I am so impressed with DJ T listening to what I have to say. I didn't know if he even knew that I was with Monster Castle. I'm doing my show for one more month by myself. And after that, wow, you had a creek, but now it's dry? Wow, you would have heard frogs, right? You had to have been able to hear frogs when you had the creek. Wow. Too much. That's too much. Wow, in Australia it's really dry up there, and I guess he had a creek nearby and it dried right up, so he hasn't heard any frogs. Or what I just let everybody hear. And the reason we recorded that is because it was such a beautiful sound that night. We went out to record something amazing, and that's what we caught. And the thing about the frogs is it sounded like they were singing, and it sounded like music. He's just saying the frogs never came back after the drought. There must have been some kind of horrible drought there. I may have killed off all the eggs because the eggs need to grow in water. And they all multiply, and then they become tadpoles, and then tadpoles become frogs. I don't know if people all know all this. I'm just informing you. Tadpoles do become frogs, and we watched them grow up when we had our own creek in our back yard area, and it was so beautiful to hear them singing at night. And that's when you hear them, is at night. During the day, they wanted to be cool in the mud and just cool. The water too. But during the evening, that is probably the best time for them to meet other people like everywhere else. meet frogs, and then communicate and sing to each other, which I think is beautiful. I'm going to play another one of Wolfman songs. This, I'm not going to play all of it, but I am going to play some of it. I'm nothing without you. Am a child of the wind, but all I Love it, baby. We're gonna write some lyrics to that.
What do you do when your life doesn't begin? You have to give to him what you cannot hold. What most people hold, we cannot try to hold what people hold. You can't try to even begin. What people hold in so good to me. She is my eternity. I am the child of the wind. Where do I begin? I'm just a child. I do not know where I belong.
Beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that awesome? I love that. I'm just explaining to DJ T that actually this song is about being an air sign. You control the wind, and not control the wind, but because you're an air sign, you actually have something to do with it in some way in life. Just like I'm an Aries and I have a fire sign, and there's positive and negative. Positive and negative to being a fire sign. But Mike keeps me going. He's my air. I'm his fire. Without him, I can't survive. And when you come to realize you only have one person in life you can depend on, he's an Aries too. That's great. We were actually born one day, 1 month in the same, or 1 day, 1 month, 1 day, 1 year apart and in the same month. That's pretty cool. Someone from Australia have something in common with anyway. It's cool. I like that. Yeah, we have a lot of good recordings, and we're going to get them on Monster Castle as well. We're going to make some commercials. We got to make some up for MarijuanaMaMa as well. Her show, my show, is maybe a little bit more blander than Wolfman's, but I don't drink, I just smoke weed. I don't do anything. I'm boring. He says, rock on to our birthdays being so close together. Yeah, no doubt. We'd rather be so close in the way we are, action-wise, because our birthdays are so close together. I don't think anybody could compete. I'm going to ask him something. I'm going to ask him if he's psychic. Because I've had so many psychic experiences I could talk about. If anybody wants to hear them. I've got a song here for DJ T.
Okay. There we go. Okay, it's recording now. So, I'm here. This is Wolfman Mike and MarijuanaMaMa. She introduced me to a friend who I'm going to call Papa Medicine as an alias name.